Can I just be real? I consider trans women to be a category of men, not a category of women. That is my opinion as a trans woman myself. So don't you dare tell me I can't have my opinion. Lord knows if I sat up here talking about I'm a demi girl that is poly and I also identify as a bookcase, everyone will be saying, oh my God, that's valid. But God forbid I say, you know what, I'm not really the same thing as a woman. And it's like, you can't say that. Okay.
Thundercats are on the move. Thundercats are loose. Hear imagine, hear the roar. Thundercats are loose. Thunder, 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 thundercats. Thunder, 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 thundercats. Thunder, thunder, thundercats. Thunder, 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 thundercats.
Thunder, Thundercats, ho! Thunder, Thundercats, ho! Thunder, Thundercats, ho!
Men fear me.
You are Delulu. I'm sorry, but what's the fear about a dude who dresses like a woman, who obviously wants to be a woman? Nothing about you strikes fear. Sorry, not sorry.
Not all men, of course, but I'll go into a restaurant and women will be like, I love your shoes, very much good vibes. And men will be like, what? Did someone walk in? I'm not looking. I'm not gay, And they'll just have this implosion. And this, I think, is why the world, which is still sadly largely run by men, wants to destroy trans people.
The world is run by men. But it's because of man that the infrastructure was created, was built. It's because of man that the infrastructure is maintained. It's only because of men like you who want to prey on kids that there is an implosion.
It's because of our power.
My God. Jeffrey Marsh kills me. At this point, there's going to be a Jeffrey Marsh TikTok in every single TikTok reaction segment of this video. First of all, there was a time where it was very well understood, even within the trans community, back when the trans community was made up of actual trans people, that this was a cross-dresser. That this was a man with a fetish. That this was someone who wished with everything in them that they were trans, but they know that they're not. Everyone else knows they're not. So Jeffrey Marsh, with the lipstick and the pink dress and the hairy chest and just looking disgusting. Blair's being too mean. He's abusing kids. Do we need to roll back the clips of him saying, I'm here to talk to the kids and come talk to me in private? He's abusing kids.
I want to talk to the kids.
Jeffrey, I beg you, in the name of God, or whatever you believe in, leave our children alone. They are not yours. Allow us, the parents, to raise our children. You are not the voice for our children. Do you know how to carry a baby in a womb for 9 months? Do you know the pain of labor? Do you know how it feels to have C-section even? You have no right to tell us that we screwed up or tell our children that their parents screwed up. I beg you, this is not transphobic, homophobic, or whatever. It is not that. You do you. Nobody is telling you how to live your life. You chose to be who you are. Allow our children to choose who they want to be when they grow up. Allow them to be kids. Why do you find it so important to create a platform to talk to children. You have no right. And children, please, when you see someone like that, run. Run. He's not your friend. He is not your friend at all. Listen to your parents. Your parents know what is best for you. They gave birth to you. They felt the pain when they were giving birth to you. Run. For this guy, he cannot push a baby. He cannot push a baby. He doesn't even know the pain of menstruation. So run. Jeffrey, stay away from our kids. I beg you in the name of God. Thank you.
Please, Jeffrey this is my message to Jeffrey Marsh. I'm going to do it even in his ASMR voice. I'm going to really enunciate so he hears every vowel. Shut the fuck up. You are not trans. Never in your dizziest daydreams will you be trans. You're a man. Likely an abusive man. The women in that restaurant who you walk in and they say, oh my God, I love your shoes. They're laughing at you. They're going home with their husbands and they're laughing at the ugly man who walked in with the pink sparkle heels.
I can't tell you how free I feel now that I've started identifying as a woman.
They think you're a joke. They do not see you as trans. They do not validate you as trans. You're a man wearing heels. If you were actually trans, you would have walked in there and no one would have known. I walk into Denny's. I walk into whatever restaurant. I go to the gym. No one starts giggling about my shoes because I transitioned. And they just think I'm a girl. Well, I don't know. I kind of have a surprise for you.
Okay. I'm excited. What is the surprise?
You're not trans. You're not a woman. You're not a trans woman. But you have all the confidence in the world to speak up on people like my behalf. And it's disgusting. It's not needed. If you need, maybe the problem is no one's ever just told you to shut the fuck up from within the trans community. So that's what I'm telling you right now. Please shut the fuck up. You're not trans. Even if you're non-binary. Non-binary is not trans, baby girl. Baby boy. Jeffrey. Hang it up. Hang it up like those tacky Ross clothes that you got on clearance that are hanging in your closet. Hang it up. Because it's not cute.
Breaking news, there's this resurfaced video of Blair White debating a non-binary activist, and it's causing a lot of controversy. Check this out.
So I identify as non-binary and trans at the same time. I believe non-binary is under the trans umbrella. I'm neither, I am both, I am beyond. I completely reject how non-binary people specifically have injected themselves into the trans label. I am a transsexual. There's a medical basis for that. There's a scientific basis for that. And for non-binary, it's really not the case. I think that non-binary is more of a political term than anything else, which is why I've never met a non-binary Republican, non-binary Libertarian. It's clearly an invention of the left. There is so much variance. You are not a trans woman of color.
As a black trans woman, you and I do not get to have that same experience. There are
You
more
went to the
rooms.
White House, I didn't.
There are more rooms that you get to walk in that I will be forbidden in. Someone like me has to create her own space to be able to counteract what you're doing. And I'm not saying that you don't. But what I'm saying here is what I'm trying to get you to understand is my blackness should not have to pay for your whiteness that
doesn't make sense.
is destroying my community.
I'm
Because of
destroying your
Okay,
community.
stop there.
All of my
We
ex-
will
How are you going
not
to say that and
stop
then that's
there.
the end?
You are not a poor trans woman. You have
Right,
different
but-
experiences as a trans person.
Yeah, everything's nuanced, but at the end of the day, there's a very fine line between someone who's a transsexual.
You don't know my life. You don't know my experiences with
you don't know
gender
we don't know
dysphoria.
each other's life. I'm not saying that. Like, you're not trans. Like, there's a medical definition of being a transsexual.
I'm gonna stop you. Jamie, how are you doing?
I'm okay.
You okay?
Yeah.
Do you feel like talking? You don't have to.
A lot of people are agreeing with Blair White here, but there's also a large portion of people who disagree with Blair White. The people that disagree with Blair White are pretty much saying, why does she care what this person identifies as? It doesn't affect them in the slightest. And that we should just let people live their lives and to just, stay out of their business. But other people are agreeing with Blair White because they're pretty much saying that it's impossible for you to both be trans and non-binary because a person that is non-binary literally has no gender. So there's nothing that you can be trans with, because usually you go from man to woman, but if you're non-binary, you're neither. So where's the trans in that? And other people are saying that this is just borderline narcissism because at the end of the day, most people don't care about what or who you are. They just care about your character and how you are to other people. I mean, my personal feelings on this whole thing is I don't really care what someone identifies as. I'll treat them with respect. I'll give them social affirmation. Just as long as they're not going into schools or something and promoting this stuff to the kids, that's where I draw the line. But if a grown adult wants to live their life and, do all that, they can go right ahead. I don't think anyone should be shamed for who they are or who they want to be. Because I believe that's the American way, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And if that makes them happy living that way, then I say go right ahead. I mean, let me know your guys' thoughts down below. Don't forget to like this video, share it everywhere, and hit that follow button. So who do you agree with, the non-binary activist or Blair White? Should being non-binary be under the trans umbrella, or should it not?
Fuck no! But let me explain. Clearly, there's two different types of trans. There's the trans who actually want to transition. They want to transition 95% of their body. Then they also want to, live their life as the opposite sex, right?
So when you go to the bathroom, you go to the women's bathroom? Or?
Yeah, I do. I go to the women's bathroom, but only the bathroom. I don't go to any facilities. I'm not going to go into a locker room.
Okay.
If I'm going to the gym, I'll do the individual ones.
Okay.
So it's not...
It's not unisex almost.
Yeah, it's like it's a door that locks. So, like, no one can come in.
Yeah,
no one
I know
can,
what you're talking about.
anything like that. Because, like, even though I'm castrated, I still have my penis.
I know there's a lot of trans out there, trans women, right, that are pursuing heterosexual relationships.
Earlier today, I was at a coffee shop with a friend and I saw a stranger that I thought was really cute and I decided to go up and ask them out. I was hyping myself up for like 2 minutes because the thought of rejection terrifies me, but my therapist says that I should start doing it in order to meet people, so I approached the stranger. The stranger was sitting with a friend. I went up to them and I was like, hey, I'm so sorry to bother you. I think you're really cute. I was wondering if I could get your number. They look at me and they go, oh my gosh, I'm so flattered. That means so much. Thank you. But I'm actually straight. And I said, no worries. And I walked away and I didn't tell them that I am a woman, a trans woman, but I didn't say that. The idea of being rejected and having someone assume my gender felt safer to me than me standing up for myself and saying to the person I'm actually a woman. I have a deep voice. I wasn't wearing any makeup. I'm wearing a cute outfit though, so there's that. I know that this isn't an everyday occurrence. It still hurt. It is what it is. We're not meant for each other. There are lots of other people out there who see me for the way that I see myself, and I'm excited to continue to find those people. And I'm still hot, so.
With straight men. And there are straight men out there that don't mind dating a trans woman.
Usually women make how many eggs a month, miss? Oh, you're trans. Well, fuck, did I pick the wrong person to ask? That is hilarious. And let me tell you something, you fooled me. I mean, fuck. You're good. Is that your boyfriend? Or, bro, he is the most Poindexter, square-looking guy. And for the whole time, I was like, how do you get this fine-ass Latina, bro? What the fuck is going on over here? Bro, he brought you front row or you brought him? That's what the fuck I'm talking about. She's like, everybody on YouTube gonna know who you are. Bro, his whole family in Chevy Chase is like, what the fuck is going on? This is incredible. There's no way. When did you transition? It must have been early. Last year? I mean, she's fucking kind of hot, dude. I'm not saying you can't be, but, you know, sometimes, you know. Did you know, or you just found out right now? He's like...
And, you know, vice versa. There's a lot of trans men out there that end up in heterosexual relationships with biological women. So, you know, I know a few, you know, basically starting off as a lesbian relationship, and it turns into a, generally speaking, a heterosexual relationship because, you know, at the end of the day, the husband was a woman at one point. Now, we all know that, you know, women can't be men and men can't be women per se, but, you know, c'est la vie, right? So let's just let it happen. Let it be the way it is, right? Whatever will be, will be. But it's trying to tuck non-binary people in the trans community or trans umbrella, I think that's fucked up, and that's it's unfair to people who actually want to live the trans life. You know what I'm saying? That's just, you know, a gateway to allowing pedophilia under the trans umbrella. We all know how that's going, right?
A 38-year-old man who identifies as a woman in North Carolina was arrested after entering the locker room at, shocker, Planet Fitness, stripping naked, exposing himself to a 17-year-old girl, and then asked that girl to rub lotion on his body and shower together. He's been arrested specifically for indecent exposure. But is this not the biggest possible I told you so about the Planet Fitness scandal over the last several weeks? We're talking about a company who has lost $400 million in company valuation in a span of a few days after a woman in Anchorage, Alaska went viral for sharing her experience of having to undress next to a man in the women's locker room at her Planet Fitness. I can't understand how people are still thinking that it's a conspiracy theory, that there are grown men taking advantage of these policies to seek out inappropriate and criminal behavior with largely minor girls. Like, yes, this is a real thing. Case in point, this arrest that happened this week. Is this enough to get you to quit your Planet Fitness membership?
I mean, how many trans women are hanging out in the women's restroom looking to prey on actual women and actual girls too? So in order for us to keep women safe in their spaces, maybe we not start tucking people into the umbrella of trans, or, you know, trying to play the game, because I think the game's fucked up already.
I'm bad at taking pictures, actually. I'm really bad. I'm so bad at it.
So
now wait a goddamn minute.
it's your boy King Churro. Thank you for watching. Remember that you're loved, and remember to be great every day, because tomorrow is never promised. Peace out, y'all.
Every day you wake up, you got a decision to make. To go right or left, up or down, right or wrong. At the end of the day, you make the decision. Nobody forces you. So make the right decision. Make moves, set the goal. Stop making excuses, man. And if it look like a duck, walk like a duck, and sound like a duck, it's a duck. Stop guessing. Just do the right thing. You heard? You hear me? I love y'all. Stay positive. Love one another.
All right.
As the property manager, sir, I must inform you that if your son's going to be living here, he will have to be added to the lease agreement just like you and your wife. Is that going to increase my rent? I'm afraid so. By how much? An additional $150 a month. Oh, $1.50 ain't bad, Dad. I could take care of that myself. That's $150. Oh, shit, damn. He's been looking for a job. And as soon as he finds one, he's going to be out of here. That's perfectly fine, sir. But until then, he'll have to be added to the lease agreement and you'll have to pay the additional amount. Look, you only know he's been living here because he was honest enough to tell you, not because anybody's made any complaints, right? That's right. So being that we're such peaceful tenants, can't you just act like he never said nothing to you? So in other words, you're asking me to ignore the truth. I'm sorry, what should I call you, sir or ma'am? Ma'am. Oh, so now you're asking me to ignore the truth.